Have you ever been to a gas station that made you think, dang, this is nice? Well, recently I walked into a gas station that was so nice and so big that I literally thought to myself, I think I could live here. So that's exactly what I did. In this episode of the Studio Review, I'll be spending 48 hours straight at a truck stop. Welcome to the biggest truck stop on the East Coast, where I'm going to be living for the next 48 hours. I'm trying to blend in, so I've got my Carhartt, my boots, and this headset thing, which I'm actually just using as a microphone. I don't know, I see truckers wear these all the time. Oh, also, not to mention, I brought my truck. Over the next 2 days, I'm going to be exploring everything this place has to offer. It's got a movie theater, a gym, like 6 restaurants, a barber shop, and a chiropractor. It's even got this mall thing. It's kind of hard to explain, but I think I'm going to go there right now. This mall area was so big that it had different departments, so I spent some time exploring the clothing and shoes section, the automotive section where I checked out, different parts for my truck, and then there was also like a gift and trinket section as well. I also thought I ran into someone I knew. Ultimately, everything was a little bit out of my price range, but I was able to find the perfect souvenir on clearance. I bought a hat. $10, can you believe that? All right, I am heading to go get dinner. I don't 100% know where I'm gonna sleep yet. This truck stop does have old motel rooms, but I don't think they're in use anymore. There was this model bed for like truck cabins in the mall area, but I don't wanna stay there and like trespass. I really don't wanna be one of those YouTubers that like sneaks into places and just makes people's jobs harder just for views. So as far as like being here in general, there aren't any signs that say like, don't live here. So I feel kind of okay about that. But obviously if someone asked me to leave, I would respect their wishes. Anyways, I'm going to Quaker Steak and Lube for dinner, which you might remember from my Best Wings in America video. But tonight's gonna be a little bit different because it's karaoke night. I put my name on the list for karaoke, and as I sat there, I found myself getting way more nervous than I expected. I mean, I was literally about to sing for like 8 people and 1 dog. This may sound overdramatic, but the Eleanor Roosevelt quote popped into my head that says, "Do one thing every day that scares you." Eventually, they called my name, and I just went for it. After that, I just got to enjoy my dinner while the rest of my new friends sang their songs. And after dinner, I decided to take a little stroll outside. You might be asking yourself, Sam, why are you doing this? I'm still at the truck stop, by the way. This is just a sick view from one of the back edges of the property. But that would be a fair question. Basically, as soon as it occurred to me that there were enough amenities here to survive off of, it kind of became like a Barney Stinson challenge accepted type moment.
That wasn't
challenge accepted.
Right now, I feel great. Like, it should be relatively easy to finish, but I also haven't spent a night here yet, so I might feel very differently in the morning. But right now, I gotta find some dessert. Okay, here's my plan. Dark has fallen and all the truckers are hunkering down for the night. Truckers. Like me. I'm gonna hang out for a little bit, then go try to catch a movie at the movie theater. Doze off during the movie. Oops, it's 5 a.m. Sorry, fell asleep watching the movie. It's a foolproof plan. Ugh. Oh, gosh. Okay, those also aren't even the type of chairs I thought they would be. So, I'm in my car. It's a foolproof plan. Truck drivers are all sleeping in their trucks, so what's the difference? I actually brought a sleeping bag and sleeping pad in case this happened, so not so bad. Tomorrow, I'm going to continue to explore and try to get an adjustment from the truck stop chiropractor. Good night. Okay, good morning. This morning I woke up, I went to the gym, I booked a hot shower, that was awesome. They provided towels and soap. I got a hot breakfast at the deli line. I went to Caribou Coffee and spent some time journaling and reading. And now I'm hanging out here at this picnic table talking to you. Okay, morale after one night, surprisingly good. I feel like I slept much better than I expected to in the car. Somehow there was enough room for me to lie down completely without being in the fetal position all night. And yeah, after getting to take the morning slow and just exercise and eat and shower and all that, I feel really good. This afternoon, I'm going to try to get my back cracked by this chiropractor, which I'm a little skeptical about. It seems too good to be true. But first, I need to eat my lunch, and I'm excited about lunch because it's from the sponsor of this video, Factor. Factor is a company that delivers chef-prepared, dietitian-approved meals right to your doorstep. Look, I'm busy, you're busy. Oh, maybe you're a trucker like me. Sometimes at the end of a long day, cooking dinner is the last thing I want to do, but Factor's meals are ready in just 2 minutes. So not only is it faster and cheaper than takeout, there's also no cleanup. I also appreciate that they offset 100% of their delivery emissions, so the process is completely carbon neutral. This right here is a spicy jalapeno beef bowl, which is phenomenal. And the other night I was eating some roasted vegetable fusilli, which was... The meals are fresh, never frozen, and it's been so nice to just have a bunch of quality meals ready to go in my fridge. They also sent me some juice smoothies, which are very tasty. So head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code REVIEW50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. That's factor75.com and the code is REVUE50. Tricky word to spell, but I believe in you guys. It's also in the description, so you can just copy and paste it to get 50% off your first box from Factor. Also, you guys, it is pouring right now. Fortunately, my next activity would be indoors, going to the chiropractor. I wish I could tell you it was like the best deal I've ever gotten or a terrible experience, but I would say it was pretty neutral. He used this jabby thing that I didn't really understand, and then he kept checking the length of my legs. If you can't tell, this was my first time going to a chiropractor, so I know nothing. He did get one really good crack in that felt great. But to be 100% honest, I wasn't sure if I felt all that different afterwards. All right, it is now 5 p.m. which means I've been here for 24 hours. We're at the halfway point. I think being reminded that I'm only halfway is a good wake-up call. For some reason, I keep thinking that I'm almost done, but that's not the case. I spent the afternoon getting some work done, talking on the phone with some friends with my cool new headset. I ate another Factor box because I had an extra and I was hungry. I sat in this massage chair that was surprisingly violent. The chiropractor also walked by while I was sitting there, which was a little bit awkward. Super nice guy, but he gave me this look like, do I mean nothing to you? Also, get this, I was walking by the quarter machine and without bumping into it or anything, it just spits out 4 quarters for free. Honestly, this feels like a retreat in some ways. Like I would definitely recommend getting away for an extended period of time and slowing down if you have the chance. Tonight, I'm probably going to get dinner from the food court area, and then I'm going to try to find some evening entertainment. I decided that my evening entertainment was going to be a crane game, and I found this one that was a mystery crane. So you'd pay $5, and apparently you'd play until you won. So I was like, you son of a gun, I'm in. Turns out it just ate my $5 bill. But after that, I found 3 more quarters sitting in the quarter game. So I moved on to that game since I knew I had at least 7 quarters to spare. And I'll spare you the details, but essentially I didn't win anything. I spent my 7 quarters plus another $10. I just love that game so much, even though I know that there are those little hidden slots that the majority of the quarters fall into. All right, I think I'm gonna go to bed. Even though this is a 24-hour truck stop, there isn't much that's open past like 11 or 12. The truck wash, I guess, is open 24/7, but I don't think they'd be too psyched if I drove my Civic through there. Quarter game, also open 24/7, but I know my limits. I could easily spend all night there and waste thousands of dollars. Back in the car. It's like 11:45 p.m., which means I have a little over 17 hours left. I wouldn't say that I'm like at the end of my rope, but FaceTiming Rachel tonight made me want to go home and see her and Penny. Plan for tomorrow. I think I'm going to try to do some laundry because the pile of clothes that I'm using to prop up this pillow includes some socks that smell like death. And then I'm going to conquer the final boss of my stay here, the barber shop. Who knows what kind of haircut I'm going to get from a gas station. All right, good night. Good morning. It's currently 11:15 a.m., which means I have a little under 6 hours left here. Time flies, I guess. This morning I woke up, made my bed, went for a little run. Turns out running the perimeter of the entire property is like 1.5 miles, so I just did that twice for a nice little 5K. I got a shower, and then went and grabbed breakfast, And then I grabbed an iced vanilla latte and ended my morning routine with some reading and journaling. Basically, in my time left here, I'm gonna have lunch and I'm gonna get a haircut. And I feel good about making it to the end, but I just feel like I'm not getting the full trucker experience. So I'm gonna try to see if I can find a trucker who's willing to give me a tour of the cab of his truck. I've just always wondered what it's like on the inside of those things, like where they actually stay. Well, guys, I chickened out. I asked 2 different drivers, and they said they weren't interested. And then I did like a lap around the entire parking lot and tried to find someone inside, but I didn't want to bother anybody. You know, people are like here trying to get food or rest. A lot of folks are actually here with their spouses, who I guess travel with them for some trips. I know you're probably disappointed. I am too. If you want to know what the inside of a truck cab looks like, I'll throw up a picture right now so you can still see that. Besides that, I feel like the rest of my day was pretty good. I went and bought some detergent so I could do some laundry. I grabbed a couple slices of pizza and a fun drink, and then I went to get that haircut. While I was waiting for that haircut, 9 more quarters fell out of the quarter machine. Anyways, turns out I had nothing to be worried about with the haircut. They were total professionals. It's like a legit salon in there. I thought about asking for something wild like highlights or frosted tips, but I have a family event coming up next week and I can't show up to that looking like a fool. So I just played it safe and asked her to clean up around my ears and the back of my neck. She did a great job. And then just now I went back to the mall area because I wanted to get Rachel a thank you gift for letting me abandon her for the weekend to come and live at this truck stop. I thought about getting her a trinket or something dumb, but ultimately just went with something that I know she likes, which is Mackinac Island fudge, which, by the way, I definitely thought those were like specialty taco shells from far away. And then I grabbed some boiled peanuts for me, which were surprisingly good for having sat in this miniature hot tub at a gas station all day. Currently, it's after 4 p.m., which means I have less than an hour left in my time here. While it wasn't the most pleasant experience at all times, I can safely say this place has more than enough amenities to survive on. And even though I had a good experience sleeping in my car, I would just strongly encourage you to make smart decisions when you're traveling, especially if you're traveling alone. All that being said, I did this, kind of for fun. Much respect to the truckers that do this for weeks at a time out of necessity for their job. Okay, with my remaining time, I think there's only one thing left to do. And that's use my 9 quarters to try to win back all of my losses from last night. Oh, wish me luck. I lost it all. I should know better at this point. All right, but just like that, it has been 48 hours. So I'm out of here. I'm gonna send it back to the desk. Thanks so much for coming along on this adventure with me. Before you go, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that truck stops have often been found to be hotbeds for human trafficking. There are a lot of good organizations working with truck stop managers to help prevent human trafficking, so after my stay, I decided to make donations to the Polaris Project and Truckers Against Trafficking to support their efforts. If you ever suspect someone is being held or transported against their will, you can contact the National Human Trafficking Hotline, which I've included in the description below. But that's it for this episode of the Studio Review. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, you can click subscribe down below so you don't miss out on future episodes. And just remember, even when it doesn't feel like it, it's gonna be okay. I'll see you soon. Bye.